Hi there, and welcome to the Darwin Corporate Park Race Day edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and this Wednesday's meeting here at Fanny Bay will be day 6 of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, featuring the $40,000 Darwin Corporate Park Cup over 1,300 metres. The 31st of July is the date for the 6th day of carnival racing action as we build towards a massive Cup weekend. And with 6 races and some 59 acceptors, an excellent day's action is in store on Wednesday. The first race gets underway at 1:59 p.m. Northern Territory time and is the Cannon's Kitchen Handicap, a 0 to 66 event, and it's over 1,300 metres. My numbers in this 5-horse field are 1, 4, 3 and 2. I'm going here with number 1, Commissar. He's a pretty handy galloper on his day, trained by Phil Cole, of course, and Jared Todd in the saddle. His last start effort was behind Clever Tommy, and of course we know what Clever Tommy's been doing. He's flying as he heads towards the Palmerston on Saturday. But Commissar finished 6th to him last time out, beaten about 5.5 lengths. That was in 0 to 70 grade. Drops back to the 0 to 66 today and over this trip, and in this grade I think he'll take a power of beating. 1 on top for me, Commissar. Ahead of number 4, and that's Ticket to Paris. Really good run last time out for 2nd behind Let's Celebrate in the Fillies and Mares race, the Rose Bowl. Trained, of course, by Angela Forster and Ray Viger. He's having a good carnival. He's in the saddle, putting it in to run 2nd. My third selection, number 3, JFK, trained by Michael Hickmott. Peter Hall, didn't he have a great win aboard It's a Hymn in the metric mile here on Saturday? He takes the mount. JFK was 3rd in his only start in Darwin behind Love Club. That was at 1,100 metres. The 1,300 may be the only question mark, but in the small field certainly has to be in the mix. And my 4th selection, number 2, Zap. 1, 4, 3 and 2 in the first. The second's the Ironbark Aboriginal Corporation Maiden. Obviously for the non-winners, one of them will be a maiden no longer after this. And my numbers here are 5, 9, 1 and 2. Going here with number 5, Supreme Deal, trained by Gary LaFoe Jr. Gary was in the winner's circle here just last Saturday with McIntyre. And Paul Shires, he takes the mount. He's been having a very good carnival as well. I liked this horse's run last time behind Black Hat. And I think that was 3rd on that occasion, can go 2 better and take out the maiden. Got it on top ahead of number 9, Recording to Win. Also came through that Black Hat race, that was on the 13th of July. Finished 4th, Terry Treichel for Phil Cole. Should race well again. And for 3rd, number 1, Big Wan. Barry Huppert's for Chris Pollard. 5th last time out to Borlung. That was in Class 2 company, so drops back to the maiden grade. And in for 4th, number 2, Hildesvini. 5, 9, 1 and 2. The third's the JTEX Constructions Handicap. It's a 0 to 62 and it's over the 1,200 metres. The numbers here 4, 2, 3 and 7. Number 4 on top for me, Tristoff from the Greg Connor stable, and young Dan Morgan's had 3 or 4 meetings off with suspension, but he's back on Wednesday. Takes the mount here on Tristoff. I'm going through the last start run, which was a 4th behind Clever Tommy, beaten about 2.5 lengths. Obviously, there's no Clever Tommies in this, and I think Tristoff gets his chance to break through for a well-deserved win. 4 on top for me. To beat number 2, Federal Court. He's been a disappointment, this fellow, but hopefully he can get the job done, or certainly race very well for Angie Forster and Ray Viger on Wednesday. He was disappointing last time out behind Mulk. His earlier form would have been pretty consistent, so as long as he jumps away with him, he'll be right in the party. And for 3rd, number 3, Looking for You, Phil Cole and Jared Todd. The combo was a winner 2 starts back. Hasn't raced since the 20th of July, so a couple of weeks, and was on that occasion 7th behind Clever Tommy. So obviously we're taking a line through that really good sprinter's form. And my 4th selection, number 7, Sabai, won during the carnival last year and not far away in its last couple of runs. 4, 2, 3 and 7. The 4th on the 6 race cards, the HK Holistic Health Club Handicap. It's for the Class 2 gallopers and it's over the 1,100 metres. My numbers here, 3, 1, 12 and 6. 3 on top here, Cotillion, trained by Michael Hickmott and Mitch Aiken in the saddle. Thought it was a little disappointing last time out behind Let's Celebrate. That was in the Rose Bowl here on day 3 of the carnival, over 1,300 metres. Drops back and trip to the 1,100, and that might work the oracle with Cotillion. Certainly didn't race badly last time out, finished 4th, and that was after a good win the previous start. So I'm prepared to allow it another chance. 3 on top here for me. Ahead of number 1, Chopsticks from the Greg Connor stable, Dan Morgan in the saddle. First start in the top end, this former Victorian trained galloper. I did see it trial the other day and was quite impressed with its trial. So I'm putting it in the mix here to run 2nd, number 1. In for third, we go over the page to number 12, Tiger Trap from the Dick Leach stable. Sonia Wiseman in the saddle, racing consistently. Third last time out to Hurry Home Harry. That was on day 1 of the carnival. So Dick's been patient with Tiger Trap, unveils it on day 6 and should take plenty of beating. And my fourth selection, number 6, Edge of Chaos. 3, 1, 12 and 6 in race 4. We move to the 5th. It's the Bet365 handicap. It's for the 0 to 62 gallopers. This one over 1,600 metres. And my numbers here, 1, 7, 5 and 11. He was very impressive the other day. I thought number 1, Henry Ladd, giving Barry Cook, the Alice Springs trainer, his first win in the training caper. Raymond Viger rode on that occasion. He stays aboard, not surprisingly. That was 1,300 and that was on the 17th of July. And steps up to the mile, but I think the way he hit the line the other day, he's certainly the horse to beat. One on top for me, Henry Ladd. Ahead of number 7, Skeldak, been racing consistently for Emma Steele and Jared Todd in the saddle. Drawn awkwardly at barrier 14, it'll come in a couple with the scratchings, you would imagine, but certainly racing well enough to be in the mix here. My third selection, number 3, and that is Mutin for the Neil Dyer team. Terry Treichel aboard. Consistent without winning, has had a couple of placings, or 2 seconds and a third, and it's 4 runs here in Darwin, so it should be in the mix. And my fourth selection is number 11, Yulong Awesome. Still a maiden, but up to going a good race here. 1, 7, 5 and 11. And we go to the last. It's the big one. It's the Darwin Corporate Park Cup. It's $40,000. It's 1,300 metres and a good field of 9 engaged here. One of the more promising horses in the top end I've got on top here, and that is number 9, Grammar Boy. My numbers 9, 5, 3 and 7. Grammar Boy trained by Gary Clark, Brendan Davis in the saddle. He's only raced here in Darwin on 4 occasions and he's unbeaten, and he could not have been more impressive winning here on the 20th of July, beating stablemate The Auditor by some 9 lengths. Admittedly, that was a 0 to 62. He's stepping way up in grade here to the 76, but Gary wouldn't have thrown him in the deep end if he didn't think this horse was up to it, and I certainly think he is. Number 9 on top for me, Grammar Boy, carries 55.5 kilograms, so certainly getting weight relief from all his rivals. In for second, number 5, and that is Smuggling. Super run last time behind Clever Tommy. Only went down by 3/4 of a length. The 1,300 should suit. That was 1,100. It's certainly the toughest for Grammar Boy to beat. Mitch Aiken for Stephen Brown. In for third, number 3, American Muscle. Continues to race consistently for Dick Leach. Vanessa Arnott in the saddle here. Fourth last time out to Gracious Prospect in the Toyota Cup, and that followed 2 really good wins here. It must be in the mix, and my fourth selection, number 7, Harmonium Bells. She's better than she's been showing just lately. 9, 5, 3 and 7 in the last on what should be a tremendous day's racing here, Darwin Corporate Park Race Day. The best bet of the day comes up in the last, and it is number 9, Grammar Boy. I think he's a really smart horse, and I think he'll be winning the feature. Race 6, number 9, Grammar Boy. Well, the best roughie is in race 5, number 6, Momentum Amethyst. Race 5, number 6, Momentum Amethyst, last raced in the Derby. This is a good deal easier, and I think it should be hitting the line strongly over the 1,600. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, and with such a busy few days ahead as we build towards Cup Weekend, Track Talk will take a break now till after the Carnival. And with Cup Weekend in mind, my selection for the Bet365, Palmerston Sprint, is last year's winner, Captain Punch. So I'm going for Captain Punch to go back-to-back in the Palmerston, while I favour Lighter to take out the Cup at his third attempt. It should be a great race, the Cup. Obviously, we saw what It's a Hymn did here the other day, and obviously the 3-year-old Poets Landing going for the Triple Crown, but I favour Lighter to take out the Great Northern Darwin Cup on Monday. Enjoy the last 3 days of the Carnival. In the meantime, good luck and good punting.